Lesson 17, Campaign in the South. My dear children, in the previous lessons, we have learned that Shivaji was crowned as a king, and he did not do it for his personal glory, but he wanted to set up a good government and clean administration for his subjects. Now let us see what happens in this lesson. Plan of campaign. Now, why did Shivaji plan a campaign in the south? The coronation ceremony was over. Everybody was happy. But the joy was short lived. That means the joy did not exist for a long time. Why? It was because of the death of Ma Sahib. On 17th June 1674, Shivaji's mother passed away and the entire place was full of sorrow because Ma Sahib was Shivaji's protector, and Shivaji Maharaj went to Ma Sahib for all his advice. He sought the advice of his mother in all that he did. Ma Sahib, that is Jijabai, was a true guide and a guru to Shivaji. Shivaji was deeply grieved on the loss of his mother, but he did not have much time to mourn because he had to take care of the administration of the kingdom, the Swaraj that he had established, and therefore he decided to attack Karnataka. Now, why did he think of doing this? Because now Adil Shah was not troubling Shivaji Maharaj anymore. The kingdom of Bijapur had practically lost itself in the presence of Shivaji. They had become weak. And now the real threat for Swaraj was from the north. The Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was always ready, and he was waiting for an opportunity to destroy the Maratha kingdom. Now, Shivaji Maharaj thought that the campaign in the south would create a powerful base in the south from where he could resist the blow of the Mughals. And therefore, he had planned such a beautiful campaign in the south. So, what did he do? In the south, he knew Qutub Shah of Golconda. So, he approached him and he asked him for help. And Qutub Shah readily agreed to help Shivaji Maharaj. Now, what happened? Now, Shivaji Maharaj did this because he knew that he could give a very good blow to the Mughals from the south. And there was yet another reason for the campaign in the south. What was it? Shivaji's stepbrother Vyankoji was looking after Shahaji Raje's Tanjore Jagir in the south. Now this person Vyankoji would not give Shivaji Maharaj his share of the ancestral Jagir. Now we know what is ancestral Jagir. The Jagir that belonged to the father and the forefathers of Shivaji. Not only this, he did not have any love for Swaraj, and he also treated Shivaji with indifference. That means there was no good relationship between Shivaji and Vyankoji. Now, Shivaji Maharaj thought that let me have a personal meeting with him so that these issues can be solved, the disputes can be solved, and he also wanted to persuade Vyankoji to help Shivaji in the work of Swaraj. Now here in this slide you can see Shivaji Maharaj sitting on an elephant surrounded by soldiers. This is a historical visit of Shivaji Maharaj to Golconda. Now let's see how Shivaji Maharaj was invited and treated in this place. Visit to Golconda. Now Shivaji Maharaj started on his campaign towards the south. Now Abul Hasan, Qutub Shah of Golconda, had invited him to visit his place. Now, he had decided to visit Golconda first. Why? Because this was the capital of Qutub Shahi kingdom. Now here Shivaji, when he entered this place, he had got a lot of welcome. A warm welcome was given to him. Great preparations were made to receive Shivaji. Now here shamiyanas were put and the two were to meet. The whole street was full of people and everybody wanted to have darshan of this great king. Why? Because the stories of his exploits were spoken about all throughout the country. What was these stories? What are the exploits? Yes, my dear children, this is the story of the achievements of Shivaji. They spoke about Shivaji who put to death Afzal Khan, the mighty Sardar of Bijapur. They also spoke about how Shaista Khan lost his finger in the discomfiture of Shaista Khan and the escape of Shivaji from Agra. All these were the stories that the people spoke and they wanted to have a glimpse of this great leader. And so a royal welcome was given. Petals of flowers were put from the house top and everybody invited and received Shivaji Maharaj with great love, unlike how he was treated in Agra when he went for Aurangzeb's birthday. He was not treated as a king, but here he was really welcomed and loved by the people. Not only that, Shivaji Maharaj was given a beautiful throne near Qutub Shah himself, and equal respect was given to Shivaji Maharaj in Golconda. Conquest of Jinji. Now after Shivaji Maharaj came to Qutub Shah, he enjoyed all the welcoming that he got and from there he proceeded to south. Now when he went to south, he reached Chennai. There, to the south of Chennai, was the fort of Jinji. Now this fort was a big fort, a strong fort, similar to the one that we saw in the kingdom of Shivaji, that is Raigad. Now Shivaji besieged and captured this fort Jinji because it was a big and strong fort. Now, after this, what did he do? He went and besieged the Vellore fort. But this fort could not be captured very soon. It took several months and then Shivaji Maharaj had to fire from the nearby hill, the neighboring hill, to conquer this Vellore fort. But finally, Shivaji Maharaj succeeded in the southern campaign and he brought under his rule several forts and a territory with an annual revenue of 20 lakhs. Now here on the slide, you can see Shivaji Maharaj and Vyankoji Raje sitting and having a discussion. Now what was this discussion about? Let us see. Meeting with Vyankoji Raje. Now Shivaji Maharaj invited Vyankoji Raje. Okay, we all know that they had some dispute. He was Shivaji Maharaj's step brother. And first Vyankoji Raje did not want to meet him. He was reluctant. But then somehow he agreed to meet Shivaji. Now Shivaji Maharaj gave him great respect and honor, and he appealed to Vyankoji Raje to help him in the work of Swaraj. For few days, Vyankoji Raje, that is the stepbrother of Shivaji Maharaj, stayed with him, but one night, without even informing Shivaji Maharaj, he returned to Tanjore. Now this incident was a very, very bad incident which took place. And not only that, he also attacked Shivaji's forces. Now, Shivaji Maharaj was deeply grieved, but he had to do something. What? He had to fight back, and Shivaji's forces took heavy toll on the attacking troops of Vyankoji Raje. Now he was deeply moved by the acts of Vyankoji Raje. Now Shivaji persuaded him and he told him to change his ways. He also told him, you have to be courageous, you have to show valor, and you do not have to listen to the enemies and trust them. And he did a very, very good deed to this brother of his. No matter there was so much dispute, he conferred on him the territory south of Chinji and set aside a small part of Karnataka as a gift for Deepabai, that is Vyankoji's wife. Now, after all this, it was very, very confirmed that Shivaji's campaign in the south, that is, campaign of Karnataka, was successful and Shivaji Maharaj returned to Raigad. Now he had undertaken a naval campaign against Siddhi of Janjira. Now at that time Shivaji Maharaj was 50 years old, and Shivaji Maharaj had been toiling all his life continuously for about 35 years without any time to rest. That means from the age he was 15, he has been undertaking the task of establishing Swaraj, and therefore he was now tired. The people's protector is no more. A very sad thing had happened, which put the entire people into a sea of sorrow. On the 3rd of April 1680, Shivaji Maharaj died. This was a great loss to the people of Maharashtra. Maharaj achieved so many great things. He vanquished, that is, he defeated so many powerful enemies, and he founded the Hindavi Swaraj. There was none in the whole of India who could match his achievements. Indeed, he was a great national figure. The picture that you can see on the slide is the Samadhi of Shivaji Maharaj at Raigad, the place that was chosen as the first capital. Thank you.